guys, welcome back to my channel. So for the ones that are new, hi, my name is Diana and you're very welcome to check out my channel. If you end up liking it, then go ahead and subscribe because I make random videos. And yeah, so for today's video I am just going to be doing a story time while eating mac and cheese. Oh, and not just mac and cheese, but I'm gonna be putting Turbo's crumbs on top of my mac and cheese. So basically I am just gonna be showing y'all. I have like this little spinny thingy. It's basically like a little mini blender. You can put like hot Cheetos on top or like anything that is, you know, flaming hot. But yeah, like I chose Turbo's today and basically and then I just put it on top of my mac and cheese. Some people are gonna be like, ew, what the heck is that? But if you're Hispanic, you know you love these things. Cheers. So good. A little twisty thingies. Alright, so I'm gonna start off with how I got into, you know, doing makeup and stuff like that. So I started practicing to do makeup probably during my junior or senior year. I don't remember. But yeah, like I remember I was like in cosmetology, and then, you know, like in cosmetology everyone's like into makeup and hair and, you know, just beauty stuff. So, you know, I kind of got into makeup a little, and I started like practicing with my eyeshadows and stuff, creating, you know, looks and stuff. I remember after high school I would start, you know, posting myself with, you know, makeup and stuff. I would get like a few comments and DMs, people telling me like, hey, you should start doing makeup on people because your makeup is really good. I remember I practiced on one of my friends, I think, I forgot, but I remember I did one of my friends' makeup and it came out pretty good. And that's whenever I was like, you know what, I should start doing that. And my friend was like hyping me up, and she was like, yeah, you should, you know, because you're really good at it. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start doing that and, you know, and see how it goes. So I told my parents about it. I'm like, hey, you know, like I think I'm gonna start doing makeup. And my parents were like, oh yeah, you should, you know, like it will be good, you know, because you're really good at it. And so I remember, I think I put on my Instagram that I was gonna start doing, you know, makeup on people, and I was like, I need clients and stuff like that. So I got a couple people. The first client was really nice, and, you know, she loved her makeup and stuff. The next client was a bit like picky and stuff. She was really complicated, not gonna lie, because she was the type who was like, I don't want a lot of makeup, like make me look natural and stuff like that. So I was like, all right. And, you know, I had this one foundation that was like full coverage, and I tried to put as little as I could. When I was done with her makeup, on her eyes I put really light colors. Like it was like they were nude colors, but it was like a really like soft brown. Like it would almost match her skin tone, but it was like a little bit darker than her skin tone. She literally looked in a mirror. She was like, oh my goodness, that is a lot of makeup. I was like, no, it's not really like a lot of makeup. And then I told her, either way, like it's not noticeable that you have makeup on. And she looks really close in the mirror, and then she looks at her pores and she goes, oh, my pores, they're so clogged. And then she was like pretty much freaking out and stuff. And then she was like telling me that she didn't like her makeup. She was like telling me that she didn't like her makeup, and that if if she didn't like her makeup, was I still gonna charge her? And I said yes, and she was like, oh, that's kind of messed up because like I don't really like my makeup and stuff like that. And then she goes, do you think you can redo it again? And then I told her that I was gonna charge her extra. And then she literally like looked at me like, extra? Like what? And then I was like, yeah, like I mean, you know, makeup is expensive. She's like, oh my goodness, why are you even charging so much? And bro, like I was charging 40, and that's really cheap. That's too cheap. And she goes, no, last time I had this girl do my makeup, she only charged me 20 bucks. And I was like, okay, but I mean, that's on her. That's her price range. Mine is different. And I don't think charging $40 is expensive. Like, I feel like it will be really cheap and really affordable. She was like, well, I only have 20 bucks because I thought that you charged 20 bucks. And then I look at her and I'm like, no, like I literally, you know, told you on the phone that I charge $40. She was like, well, do you think that you could take 20 bucks since, you know, I didn't like my makeup, you know, like half price, you know, like a discount or something? And then I was like, no, I take 40. She literally gets mad, and then she goes to the kitchen and she tells her mom that she didn't like her makeup and that I'm charging her too much and stuff like that. And her mom came and she started talking to me. She goes, I'm sorry, she didn't like her makeup. Is there a way that you can just charge us like 20 bucks? I go, I'm sorry, makeup is expensive, and I believe that I believe that $40 isn't expensive. Her mom looks at me and she just walks away and goes back to whatever she was doing at the kitchen. And so the girl, she just literally like sits on the couch and she turns on the TV and she's just like mad. And I'm just like standing there like, okay, you know, like what do I do? I was just like standing there just looking at her mom. Probably like 5 minutes passed by and I'm like, oh, I need to leave. I have to do other stuff. Her mom just like looks at me and she rolls her eyes. I don't know, I was like kind of like panicking a little, like I was having like anxiety. And I was just like, oh my gosh, you know, like I felt like I wanted to cry. I kept looking at my phone. I kept, you know, going into my bag to see like if everything was there, which I knew like everything was there. But later, like the mom, she goes, you know what, here. She pulls out like 30 bucks and she goes, here, this is all I got. And then if you want, you can come for $10 more whenever I get paid. And I'm like, oh, when is that? And then she goes, that will be like in 2 weeks. You know, I was like, okay, whatever, you know, like it's fine. 30 bucks is fine. So I literally, you know, left. It was just 30 bucks. And I got in the car and then I started crying because like that was the first time I ever experienced that. After that, I kind of didn't want to do it anymore. But then I was like, no, like, you know, I have to do it. This is just, you know, like the first few clients, you know, probably once I get better at makeup, I can, you know, have better clients. I love this combo, it's so good. If y'all see red things on my teeth, just ignore it. There's probably like red crumbs or something. Yeah, like the other clients were really nice, and then I guess like a year later passes by and I moved over here to Dallas for like a year, and then like after Omar graduated from college, I went back to my hometown to stay there for another year until Omar is scheduled to go school again. And then while I was there, I was doing people's makeup and stuff, and I guess from that experience, I guess like I got, I don't know, traumatized or something. I don't know. Whenever I would do someone's makeup, my hands would get really shaky. And I remember I had like this one client, and I remember I told her that I didn't really have a lot of options of foundation shades. If it's okay, like if we use hers, or does she have her own? Or I told her that I can go, you know, buy some, you know, shades that is like closest to match her. I remember I went to her house. She had like a pretty big house. It was really nice. I didn't have a lot of makeup. Back then I was carrying around like a backpack because I was in the process of saving up for like, you know, what is it called? Those suitcase thingies that organizes your makeup and stuff. And I remember I stepped in the house. She looks at me from up and down and she goes, okay. She's like, okay, we'll come this way. I have a table here that, you know, we can use, and then it has good lighting. And so I was like, all right, that's good. And then she goes, are you actually the makeup artist? I'm like, yes. And then she goes, huh. And then so I start taking out all my makeup, and then she's like, that's all you have? And I'm like, yeah. And she just looks at me like, okay. And I'm just like, okay. And then like I remember like I bought like a new set of brushes and stuff, and I was excited to use them. And then she goes, what kind of brushes are those? And then I'm like, oh, they're Morphe. And she goes, you don't have any like MAC brushes? And I'm like, no, sorry. And then like she's like, are those really good? And I'm like, yes, they're really good. And then she goes, they look too cheap. And I'm like, well, I mean, they are affordable, but the quality is good. And she's like, okay. So I was already getting nervous by around this time, and then I showed her a few options of lashes, and she was like, those lashes are too dramatic. Do you have anything that's less dramatic? And then I show her this other pack, and I'm like, oh, there's these. And she goes, I don't like those. And they were like Ardell lashes, and you know, like Ardell, they're really, really good. Like I love Ardell. And she goes, do you have any of those lashes called Lily lashes? And I'm like, okay, well, I don't have those. And then she goes, you know what? I think I am just gonna cancel. And I'm like, well, I kind of do like cancellation fees. And then she just looks at me and she goes, why? Because it's basically pretty much, you know, me wasting gas to go over to your house and stuff. She goes, are you saying that I'm a waste of time? And I'm like, no, I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying that, you know, gas is pricey and I did, you know, waste some gas. I literally started kind of like having an anxiety attack. Not really, but like I was feeling it. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm starting to have an anxiety attack. I guess she saw my hand shaking. She was like, why are you shaking? Is there something wrong with you? She's like, do you have a disorder? And I was just like, what the heck? So yeah, she goes, you know what? Like, I'll just get my makeup done at MAC. After those few experiences, I kind of like quit doing people's makeup. Plus, I'm not like really like good at doing makeup. Like, I feel like I'm best at doing makeup whenever like I do it myself, because whenever I practice on other people, it's not like as good. I mean, like I practice on my mom and stuff because she always wants me to do her makeup, but probably like I would just do makeup on my close friends and family, because I'm just really done with clients, to be honest, and I get butthurt easily. I don't know, like I feel more comfortable just filming makeup videos, and you know, like even though I haven't really been filming a lot of makeup videos, but you know, I will do one soon. I'm just waiting to get like another battery, because you know the batteries on the camera always die so fast. But yeah, so I guess this is it for today's video. Now y'all know why I don't do makeup anymore. Well, not makeup, but like I don't, you know, do other people's makeup anymore because of that. If you're new, I make random videos and you can go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.